refuting how the idea that we should amend the 14th Amendment because how supposedly foreigners are coming here just to have children that would bring them citizenship. And the 14th Amendment is argued that they're arguing that to amend the 14th Amendment is the only way to remove the right of birthright citizenship, and that it should be amended from the U.S. Constitution. This is a difficult task, only successfully achieved 17 times since 1792, and that involves gaining 2/3 majority in both houses of Congress and ratification by 3/4 of the now 50 American states. Although some Republicans are keen to overturning this birthright citizenship, the party is not united on this issue, and Democrats are solidly against the proposal. So a constitutional amendment to this effect is very unlikely to pass because the Republican side, they aren't organized to be able to ratify it, and the Democrats are just going to shut it down entirely. So even if they decide to try to ratify it, that's improbable because they just aren't able to. So according to President Barack Obama, we're not going to ship 12 million people. We're not going to do it as a practical matter. We would have to take all our law enforcement that we have available, and we would have to use it and put people on buses, rip families apart, and that's not who we are. That's not what America is about. So what I proposed is to bring these folks out of the shadows. We're going to make them pay a fine, have to learn English, and they're just going to have to go in the back of the line. But they will have a pathway to citizenship over 10 years. It's basically impossible to try to gather 12 million people that are scattered across the nation and put them back on the border, on the other side of the border, because it's basically impossible to try to find and basically witch hunt all these people out of hiding. So rather than just reject any citizenship possibility, the opposing side suggests that we just give them amnesty, which is basically like the President Barack Obama said, to have them pay a fine per person for coming here illegally, making them take English classes because that is the main language spoken here, and just have them in line to get the citizenship. Whether you find illegal aliens or stick them out in English classes or make them say 100 Hail Marys, at the end of the day, illegals would be allowed to stay and become citizens under the bill. That's amnesty, and that's a good thing for America. The estimated 12 million illegals are, by their sheer numbers, undeportable. More important, they are too entangled in the healthy process of the U.S. economy to be extracted. According to Nathan Thornburg, illegal or not, most of those 12 million are here to stay. So even if you try to get them out, it's just too complicated and practically improbable to get them out. The reform and amnesty bill would include creating secure borders, which would preserve integrity of our borders, support additional personnel, infrastructure, and technology to these borders, improve our immigration system by fixing the immigration bureaucracy, and increase the number of illegal immigrants to keep families together and meet the demand of jobs that companies simply cannot fill. They would also remove incentives for entering illegally by cracking down on employers who hire these undocumented workers. The amnesty would also include bringing out these people to the shadows, supporting a system that allows undocumented immigrants are in a good standing by paying a fine, learning English, and going back to the line. Also, since trying to hunt them out is improbable, we simply should just work with Mexico to help their economy to become better so that they wouldn't have to come here for jobs, because that is the main purpose here. They don't simply come here to get citizenship, because with these so-called anchor babies, these children born in America aren't allowed to assist their parents get citizenship until they're 21 years old. So why would you come here, wait 21 years after being birthing a child to get your citizenship? Just like any other immigrants that came here from the past, they come here for a better lifestyle, but it's the American way, the American dream, to have better lifestyle to support your children and also to live better than what their foreign country was. A better idea might be to help Mexico create jobs that pay better. A recent Council on Foreign Relations studies found that when Mexico wages dropped 10% relative to U.S. wages, attempts to cross the border illegally rise 6%. As a complex and corrupt as Mexico economy is, we ignore it at our own peril. So, trying to ratify the 14th Amendment bill, it simply can't be done. It was originally ratified in June 9, 1868, and granted citizenship to all persons born and naturalized in the United States, which include these former slaves recently freed. But on the Statue of Liberty, it was originally written, that we're welcoming huddled masses yearning to breathe free. So now that people feel like that it's the fault of immigrants that our economy is downfalling or any other problems, they feel that it's that we shouldn't allow these immigrants, when really the purpose of the United States was to get away from other governments and to come here for their free life. Unlike Germany or Japan, where ethnicity has traditionally been the criteria for citizenship, the USA is a melting pot, uniting people of diverse origins under one flag. A child has no choice where it is born, and the child of a non-citizen parent should be recognized as a citizen just as much as a child born here. Those born to those who can trace their citizenship back through many generations. Throughout U.S. history, children of non-citizenship has been accepted as true Americans, paying taxes, being drafted, and fighting for the flag in wartime, and even being elected into office. This is what Americans stand for, and what made our nation great. It is a proud history which should not be rejected.